All right, now I want to talk about evolution, people. And sometimes it's best to go back, as I've talked about. You might find a better technology that's more reliable, but not as cool, but more reliable, more sustainable. So sometimes it's best to go back. As we see in our history, we've done that ourselves, right? And we've got stories about certain things. In fact, we've got a story I want to start from about aliens or God that come down to this planet. And this is what scientists say, because they've got all the gizmos and all the equipment, and they test us and they say we come from Africa, right? But they say there was a moment where we had a sudden change, just like what we do when we play around with animals. You can get a sudden change where it's just glowing overnight and stuff like that. It's not evolution. It's something involved with it that sped something up, right? So you imagine an alien species that turned up and did what these scientists said, that they changed the monkey DNA, left the monkeys are still there, and got us over the last 10,000 years, right? And they've waited. They probably even freeze themselves. If you can freeze yourself and stuff like that, pause time for yourself, you can do really long experiments. Did you know that, Emma? Right? It's a nothing to them. In fact, they only just did it yesterday, right? And they can get up at certain times to check these experiments. That's what I would do as a space dude. I think it's quite cool because you can become a scientist that gets to actually be in the past and more into the future, right? And you can pick your life stages like that instead of just being in one area and live that, right? It's all possible. Science talks about. So you can imagine that an alien species did that a little bit like how Prometheus talks about how an alien rocked up and created all life. But imagine our life was already here, right? And it was called the Garden of Eden. It was that balanced, right? There was just, everything was going, all in competition, but there was plenty of plenty, right? Constantly. And then these things turned up and got the highest species here and tried to advance it, right? Like what we would do, as it's already a higher species than everything else, so that would be the quickest area to advance something. And they get the monkey and they advance the monkey to us overnight. And they're here and we explain, how did a monkey look after us? Did a monkey pop us out and then a monkey managed to look after us as it could have, right? That's a possibility. But there's also another possibility that an alien creature looked after us, made sure that we were cool, got a couple of humans, taught them like a robot would, get them to know some stuff, and then once you know that they can pop a baby out and look after them themselves now, then you let them go, right? And our Bible talks about similar things to this, right? And you give them the wisdom, the program, and your hope, and then you let the experiment go, and then you go, I'll be back later. I'm going to go freeze myself, right? Oh, we'll be back. Right? And then you do, and you come back, and when you come back, you go, I see where we're up to, you tweak it a little bit, you give them a bit more information, and then you go, see you later, right? Now imagine doing that for a while and then realising that what you're doing is failing. So it's a failing experiment. It means it's getting worse and worse. You wanted an outcome that would stay there and keep the balance, but instead it's destroying it. And you can't stop it, and you've tried so many outcomes, you know what it's on, can't stop it. So in the end, they would usually say, stop the experiment. That's what humans would say, right? Or, destroy it, get rid of it completely. It could be a threat. They find out it's a threat and it's never going to work. Like in Alien, how the AI says it's a perfect species, but that's for their way of being, right? And they can work out and kill you quite perfectly and heal and stuff like that. But it's not a perfect species, right? It's just another way of being. And so the AI just explains about what they are, not what they do, right? And so when it comes to humans, we could be that alien. And the human's talking about that alien. It could be the other alien, right? And I would agree to that. Or we need these sudden changes, which is sad, that they've done already before. A culting, a slapping, a new way of knowledge. Something comes down, tells them what's best, right? And goes from there. So hopefully, if it's true, if you're a spiritual person, that's what's going to happen, right? But you know what can happen as well, as we've talked about it? It could be our last stage. We've gone too far. Perhaps this next one, if we don't get it right, it's too far. Do you believe if we don't get it right and we fail again, would there be another chance? And if you say yes, definitely with the tools we've got. So if you get rid of the tools, then you can go, and the nukes, and you can go, oh, the humans couldn't possibly kill the planet now. It's too hard, take too long, right? So either that needs to happen, or they need to be dramatically cultured, plus the toys need to be taken away because it's their toys that they can't handle that's making it even worse. If you look back in history, last 150 years, they've done 10,000 years of damage, right? Or 5,000 years of damage at an incredible rate. So I would say if they turned up the aliens, it'd be like shit. They might even have a safety thing where if they're AI and they were keeping a robot around to check out. If it goes too far, they'd be woken up, right? And go sort it out before it gets too far. That could be another thing that can happen. And you can just use it as science, right? That it can explain these same things. There could be what we believe is not true, that there's a higher thing above, which there could be, but there's stages. We could be just in that alien one, right? And the aliens are higher above and they need to wipe us out because they will use their spiritual way like we do. You get it? Like in Prometheus. As in shit, you've gotten this far, you've gotten too quick, you haven't learned, you're a kid with a fucking gun, right? Like that. And you can fire at me at any time, you got a shitload of them. Shit, you'd panic, wouldn't you? Would you panic if there was an army of kids with guns? You would, wouldn't you, Emma? Right? And that's how they'll see you. And so they need to take those guns away, don't they? Right? Because they've got an army of kids with guns. Right? And so what would happen after that? So what you would do, why did it screw up? Now, Bella talks about that they try to rush something and they failed and screwed up. They try to clone something to see how the evolution would be. And when you do that, it's not the same experiment. So what I mean is that if we did get cloned, we're not actually the true evolution of the monkey. We would actually be what they say in a movie, a clone freak. You know what I mean? Huh? Yeah. And what happens if you found out you're a clone freak? That you're not a natural being, that you were created like you create things now. Right? What would you think then? And if that was true, that means that we could be cultured because we're technically clones. And if they found out the experiment was like that and they need to cult us now and then just let the monkeys, I can make a movie about this, and then you just let the monkeys, so they go back and they go, let's restart, we'll get rid of the humans now, they're the clone, they fucked up, we shouldn't have rushed it, let's just stick with the monkey. We'll go sleep for 10 million years instead of 10,000. And then we'll come back and have a look at the monkey and that'll be the human species. And will they be the same? That'll be the next experiment too, to find out. That's what you have to do, an experiment, Emma. If you did that type of thing. And go, where did it go wrong, as Bella would talk about. Right? But anyway, let me know if you understand all that. Perhaps I'll make a movie one day to show you that point a bit better, as some people just don't know what something looks like until you clean it up and show them. Right? And see you later.